Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? What? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high power.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there for the Giants. 46 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. Saquon Barkley running right. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellet.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Throwing now is Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. The 30, the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw on 2nd and 6. Wentz, and complete to Zach Ertz. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he loses the football a second time.
We play to win. Let's go.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Wentz now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. The numbers for Mixon last week, 23 carries, 90 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 24-yard touchdown as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
That time a 6-play drive. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to safety. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
On second down, here's Barkley. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Out of the gun now on third down. He'll rifle this one deep right. It's caught at the 10. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about.
And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to regain the lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for them. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Wentz. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
To throw is Wentz, and that is incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 10. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10.
30 base. Check. Fresno.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here.
On the ready. You're out. 57. Record. Hey.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. He'll have a first down past the 40. The 40. Past the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. And Barkley will try to punch it in. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Wentz caught by the tight end Ertz. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. They'll throw now on the final play. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we reach halftime here in a 10. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive.
And he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this 2nd half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the 2nd half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to... And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Wentz now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
An Eagle 1st down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. On 1st down, Mixon, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Rolling to his left. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Evan Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Now another timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Once again, they run with Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he connects with Ertz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards. Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 41 yards on the ground. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles get a score closer. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
This one taken just inside the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go.
It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards. Now what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now it's Barkley. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. He's going to get it running right. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the move to his left. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 46, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. The 20. An explosive 38-yard pickup. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. Wentz going to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This is Shepard on the catch. And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A big play there. 97 yards. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go, and move on to the next series.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. The Eagles on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Wentz got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. He's at the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 27. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Wentz now on 1st down. That is caught at the 7. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Wentz now to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Eagles get a score closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. And some space here. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. That one looks like he'll throw here. And now he's going to, and he will score. Touchdown, Giants. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are able to. Rosas to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosazon to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On 2nd and 10, Wentz. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. 20, 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 75 yards. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late. But they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
A loss of 1 makes it 3rd and 14.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all, and to me it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead, or do you try?
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
The previous play is under review.
Let's go, let's go.
It's a turnover.
After review of the play.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. To throw, it's Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play.